morning. Welcome to Unlock Your First Six Figures morning show. I am your host, Shay Cannon. I'm an award-winning fractional chief operating officer with an exclusive clientele of 6 and 7-figure CEOs. However, I have a mission, and that mission includes you. I want to show you how to make the money and create time freedom. I want to stop you from spinning your wheels and struggling to get to your first six figures. Guess what? My freedom, it looks like living and working my business from anywhere in the world. I'll spare you the journey of how I've been doing that for 5 years. Just know I'm living my best life and working my best business from Mexico. Okay. Now, Blog Talk has already released. I got a little sentimental on the rooftop this morning. But what we have been talking about all year long, well, all year, I'll get to all year in a minute, all week long, are the trends that you as a small business should be paying attention to, right? Because I have predicted some things and I want you to use that information to leverage your business more towards success, okay? So I have predicted that sustainability is still going to be a thing at the top of 2024 versus growth. So you need to focus on the sustainability and then get ready for the growth, but don't start taking growth actions just yet, okay? You want to hear more about that? Catch Monday's replay. All right. On Tuesday, I talked about time freedom is going to be a larger thing in 2024 for small business owners and entrepreneurs. So that's not just about your business. It's also going to be about the businesses that you engage, right? They're going to be about their time freedom. Also, you should be about yours. So team hustle, team no sleep, that's dying out. People are understanding that health is wealth. And so I even gave you ways to make sure that you incorporate more time freedom into your business. Go to Tuesday's replay. On yesterday, we talked about the marketing climate self-correcting. Shout out to Casey Brown for giving me those words, right? I knew some stuff was happening, but basically we got to go back to traditional marketing. And the key to that is going to be relationship building, okay? Relationship building. I gave you 3 key relationships you should be creating and nurturing. If you want to know what those 3 relationships are, go to yesterday's replay, all right? Now, the last thing that I am forecasting about 2024 that's going to be hugely impactful on your business is technology, especially AI, right? Some of y'all are running from it. Some of you are running from it. Some of y'all have this irrational fear of it, right? I'm going to tell you this. We spent a whole week on AI as a whole. We spent another whole week on Chat GPT in and of itself. And let me tell you, you are going to be left behind if you don't get into the know of AI and how it can help your business, how it can help you help your clients. Okay. Let me tell you, give you an example. Okay. Y'all love stories. Let me give you one. I love the movie Hidden Figures, right? But even though the main character was Taraji Henson, the character of most importance for what I'm going to tell you today is Octavia Spencer's character, right? Technology came in and was able to do all the calculations that she and her team did. And guess what? Way less time and way more accurately. No human error, right? But instead of her being afraid that she's going to lose her job and running from it and leaning out from it, she leaned in and she went in there and secretly learned how to use the computer, right? And guess what? She knew how to use the computer and the people who built it didn't know yet. All they knew was somebody came in overnight and solved the problem they were having with the computer, and it was her because she sat there every night and learned how to work it, right? And now she was able to then not only be recognized as the one who should be running the machine, but she was now able to train her team, and that was job security. So what you need to know about technology is don't lean out, lean in, okay? What you're afraid of is going to happen if you don't lean in, because you are so afraid that technology can replace your expertise. It could never. It could never. But it's going to enhance your expertise. Technology is a tool. And guess what? Tools are best used by experts. So if you're an expert in your area and you add the tool, it only makes you better. Okay. But if you're an expert in your industry and other experts are using a tool you're not, you're going to get left behind. Okay. So what you're afraid of is going to happen if you don't embrace technology. All right. Now, let me tell you, this is what I got sentimental about. I kind of went back, y'all, and I looked at some of the topics that we have gone over this year, because we've been doing this thing for a year now, right? So it's crazy because what I recognized was, like, when I do Blog Talk, I'm sharing information with them, right? Quick tip, 5 minutes and I'm out. But when I come here for 45 minutes, I'm teaching the information, right? So I looked back on some of these topics that I know are transformational for your business. And it made me miss that up there. G was dropping a thug tear a little bit because I realized that I've done a mighty good thing, right? Because I really stay in touch with the climate of what's going on with y'all, what I see a lot of you having problems with, and I try to answer that. And so there are a lot of answers in the past episodes of morning shows. There are a lot of answers in the articles in my blog. There are a lot of answers in the conversations that we have. And so the question that I have for you ladies today is, as you think back over some of the topics that we have talked about, what do you feel like is your favorite and has been, highly transformational in your business and with your mindset about business? And I know, we've been doing this a year, right? So, but just think back, even if you want to pick one currently, because, I'm old. Some of y'all old too. So you might can only think about the ones we've done lately, and that's fine. If you want to take a minute to go to the blog, shaycannon.com/blog, and look at the list, right? To kind of peruse through. Because I would love to know, because I'm looking at these, y'all, and I'm going to tell you, I feel like if I was not in my purpose, right, there's no way I could come up with this stuff. There's no way. I'm looking back over this stuff. This is some good stuff. I love the fact that even when you invite your business besties in here, they can come in here and immediately start getting value. Again, if you come into the group and you go under media and you hit video, oh my God, the wealth of information just in those videos. And we're talking about just our morning show. We got free trainings. This group, I don't know if some of y'all know, but this group has been around since at least 2018. And since 2018, I've been sharing value. Maybe not as frequently, right? But it's value in there. I'm just going to tell you. If you go under media and you go under photos, because even if I didn't do a video and I just did long form captions or whatever, I'm always going to use a graphic, right? So you can go under photos. Now, you're going to have to scroll way more than you would under the video tab. But goodness, the value in this group. So I want to thank you for sharing it with your business besties and telling everybody about it. I want to thank you for showing up to be the, I'm going to say, the reinforcement and the affirmation and the confirmation that I'm working in my genius, in my purpose, because I appreciate it. Kimberly said, honestly, I'm still in awe that you provided so much knowledge for free. Yeah. But I understand how knowledge works, right? So again, like I tell y'all all the time, and it's funny because when I first heard it from Gary Vee, even Alex Hormozi is of this school of thought that you give away your best stuff, right? But when people tell you stuff like that, they never tell you the technique behind it, right? So when we interpret it, we may or may not be interpreting it right. And so I didn't understand because I was like, if I sell this, why should I give it away? Well, it's because if you master the art of helping and giving transformation in smaller ways and explaining to people the gap between the information you gave for free and the information they're going to buy, you are not cannibalizing your offer, right? You can still give value without giving the exact same value that you sell. It's so much more value around what you're not saying in the offer that you sell, right? So I love giving you guys transformations. I love shifting your mindset, telling you about a what and a why, right? And giving you a few hows in there. But what I know for sure is without a full program, right? It's no better than, because none of you are stupid, right? So you being here with me is helping you understand stuff, but it's a little different than just Googling and learning on your own. But it's only a few steps above, and it still cannot get you the full transformation until you have a full program, right? Some of this stuff, you're still leaning on your own understanding, and you don't have the right understanding, right? You don't know what questions to ask because you don't know what you don't know. And y'all are the witness. The more you ask me questions, the more of my expertise come out. Because sometimes when I'm teaching, I'm trying to teach everything, but I can't teach everything. That's what a full program does, right? So there's still a gap in that. Heather said, I'm always an all shades genius, and the geniuses that join her here every morning. Yes, because y'all are smart and y'all join in and giving value. That's what makes this space so special, right? So is anybody ready to come off the mic and tell me about some of the topics we've talked about that have been highly transformational in your business? Heather.
So for me, I was just, I took your advice and went back over to your blog and paged back. These are more recent topics just because, I'm older than you and anyway. So the psychology of sales,
That was a good one.
selling every day without feeling weird.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then that incredible deep dive into ChatGPT that you did. So those are the three for me that have really stuck out. And the reason why is because the thought of sales in more of like like the way I think of it is like traditional sales is something that is just icky for me, right? And so, but by adopting more of a delivering value approach and relationship building and connection has made me realize that that is sales. It's just not salesy, right? Like there's a difference.
Exactly.
And so that was really eye-opening for me. And so now I don't feel icky about it. And I've also kind of adopted the way that you think is like, if I've shown you the value and you've been sitting here talking to me about how you agree, but then you don't buy, like I'm not really in the business of convincing grown folks with you can't tell grown folks what to do, right? So okay. But then the secrets to selling every day without feeling weird for me, knowing that there's these platforms out there that you can put your products and services on, or services, to like sell a program or whatever, and then it acts as an affiliate program that you don't really have to run yourself. Like that's amazing. That's like mind blowing. And I thought AI was the devil. I was like,
And I had to help you to see.
and we argued about it multiple times.
We did.
And what I have come to see is how valuable it really is. AI is not going to replace humans. AI will replace the people who don't know how to run AI. That's the difference. And what I have found is it really has contributed to efficiency. I use AI to create content, but I also then spend another hour or so editing that content to make sure it sounds like me. And so those are the three things for me that have stuck out the most. And I know that they're more recent, but those are the ones.
Oh, I appreciate that. Love it. Love it. Anybody else want to come off it looks like Tracy is off the mic. Come through, Tracy.
I believe the biggest thing for me, and I agree with everything Heather said, but the foundation needs to be laid for me because I'm coming in new. So boundaries, the key to ownership. That's what set me on a trajectory of running towards success because I had no boundaries. I didn't have boundaries in my personal life nor in business. And I was so used to being a worker that when I shifted to being an owner, I had to learn that I've got office hours. I have things that I need to do when they need to be done, how they need to be done, and I'm living my best life. So in order to do that, I cannot put you before me and I cannot put anything before my business. So, how do I set boundaries and stick to them and make sure that I'm working in a space where I know success is coming because I've given all I could give? So, that was the biggest thing for me. And that's how I'm laying the foundation for a successful business, remembering that the boundaries have to be set and followed.
Love that. Love that. It's funny because yesterday I came across a Facebook post and I saved it. It's from Shayla Sadler, who is a member of this community. And what she shared was from Prentice Hemp Hill, who I think I came into the know of Prentice um through Brene Brown. I think Prentice presented as a part of Atlas of the Heart. But she's amazing. And what Prentice's quote about boundaries is boundaries are the distance at which I can love you and me simultaneously. Man, what a way to look at it,
I
right?
love that. Yes.
What a way to look at it. And since you brought up, you know, business foundation, don't forget the blog post that's about business foundation, right? I think it said something like you can't skip a good business foundation or something like that. So don't forget about that one, Tracy. So kudos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anybody else want to come off the mic and tell me?
Yes.
Oh, come on, Glo. Oh,
So, hey, ladies. So okay, I know I've learned a whole lot, a whole lot, and I'm not even looking at a blog post right now, but I do want to speak about something recent, and that is Chat GPT. Thank you. I can remember Dryer Buzz talking about AI and things as such, and how she's using it and stuff like that. But I appreciate us actually having a week of talking about it, so therefore we can understand how to use it and how to basically work for us. And when I tell you, like yesterday, I was just sitting up here analyzing some things when I was doing hair, like for myself, and how I really want to execute 2024. That's all that was popping up in my head yesterday was how I'm going to really be on Chat GPT and actually making time for myself, the boundaries. So therefore I can really be able to actually focus on what I really want to build up my business in. Though I have several, I definitely want to build up all of them. And yeah, that's the goal for 2024, and that's what I've learned the most. Well, that's what inspired me was ChatGPT.
I love it. I love it. It's so funny because ChatGPT is so awesome, especially when they came out with the GPTs, the custom GPTs. I immediately got excited because I understood all the things that I could do with it, right? So even with like the way that I do the workshops and stuff or whatever, like I'm thinking for 2024, I'm about to up the experience even more than what we did this time, right? So instead of y'all having the vault that goes to the actual cloud storage, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to build y'all a custom page for each workshop. That way, you all you need to do is click a button to get to certain things, including the GPT that I created for you. It'll all be on one page for you to access. So now you're no longer going just into the pCloud vault folder. You're going to a page that all you got to do is click to go to where you what you want, right? Chat GPT is amazing because when we as we're creating these GPTs and we are allowing our clients or our team members to use them, I feel like they need to be a little more accessible. So I mean, kind of like the first year I had my first summit where I built out that whole interface to give the exact look and feel that I wanted everybody to have. I think I'm about to build some stuff out. Y'all know I'll up level in a minute. So did anybody else want to talk about some things that we talked about this year that was transformational for your business? You can come off the mic.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think I just have to echo the whole, everything was transformational. And, it's very difficult to pick, but in particular, the Chat GPT part was very transformational. I've never been one that's been scared of technology at all. So it was a no-brainer for me to use it, but it's like, all right, how do I use it beyond just regular old prompts, So the thing is, you really helped with our concept of how to shape prompts to make it work more efficiently.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. Because we know trash in, trash out. Kimberly said, Chat GPT Foundation, overcoming the fear of tech, time management. These are some that I loved. My favorite, and I can't find it, is when you told us to get off our asses. Well, in theory, that's what you said. All right, Kim. Ain't no telling which one. I think it's the one where it says something about you're thinking about things wrong or something like that. I can't remember which one it is, but I think that's the one it was. But that's hilarious. Thank you, Kim. Dr. LaFera, what has been the topics that we talked about that has been most transformational for your business this year?
I have to say that pretty much all of them have made me think about the way I approach business differently. But with me coming in and, like you said, being in several masterminds, the way that I approached what I was doing, I always knew that there was an issue. And so I've spent and wasted a lot of money with a lot of different people. And even telling them what I know I needed, which was like help with foundation, because that's something that I mean, I guess we make time for the things that are important to us, but I never really had time to sit down and do that. That's why I hired people to do it. And so coming to you, and then you being able to just sit there like every single day and pull out value and give something that's not like I'm just creating something because I need something to talk about. It was structured and it motivated me to see that I could do the same thing. And then you showed us how to do it. So that was like, I guess that was life changing for my business, even though I haven't implemented it in a way that, it started to make sales the way that it should. It's making some sales, but I know the difference between like, okay, I'm doing this for the product side or I'm doing this for the service side. So I better understand that, and I better understand that the way that I approach it, like the framework from the beginning has to be set up differently. And so it's not as intimidating listening to you.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that. I love that. One of the things that you said, that struck me and almost got a thug tear. You almost got a thug tear, Dr. LaFera, is basically that I lead by example. Because to me, that's the type of leadership that I believe in the most, right? I don't believe in people telling me to do something, do as they say and not as they do. Then why are you gone? Don't be the example then. You know what I'm saying? Because we look at people lead, we're looking at what they're doing, right? And one of the things that I know as a leader is I have to share what I'm doing, give you examples from what I'm doing, all of the things. To me, that's what makes a good leader. So you almost got a good little Simon Sinek thug tear up out of me. Thank you, Dr. LaFera. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, let me see if I can pull that little tear out, because I
You know
was
what,
getting
Libra? Cut it out. Cut it out. Good
because
Lord.
I was getting ready to just give you a pat on the back too. I think everything, one of the main thing for me was the chat GPT. That was the biggest aha like of the year. There've been so many little nuggets, the structuring, but really how you lead by example, really just your inspiration for me. And I came from a very structured corporate environment, and just watching you and being within in this whole group's presence every day gives me the inspiration to get my business the way it needs to be on that level again. But just the example that you give, the inspiration that you give, the nuggets. I'm in Nashville, and we have a lot of small business incubation programs here, and I've been in a couple of them. But and they help you structure your business, from making sure that you have all of your structures in place, making you have your LLC and your business bank account, all the main things. But then to go deep into how do you actually run your business is what we get here. The details of making sure that it is actually structured, making sure that you have organization, making sure that you have the information, making sure. So that's what we get in this group. And it's so I can't tell you in the past year, because when I started out, I was like, I'm gonna listen and see. But this has been the most impactful year. And actually, I think I started in the middle of the year. So, but this has been the most impactful 6, 7, 8 months of me running my business. And I've been running it for the past 5 years. So this has been amazing, and this group is amazing. The value of the people in the group, the community, is just incredible. So thank you.
Thank you for that. Yeah, so the funny
I
thing
didn't get that thug tear. I didn't get that thug tear.
No, you ain't getting it. You ain't getting it. But the thing is, I'm very intentional. I don't just start doing stuff. I have an intention before I start doing things. And y'all know, as a fractional COO, I'm highly strategic, right? But I'm naturally so. So I understand that a lot of people are not. I really set out to help businesses in a way that I know you don't have a chief operating officer in your business. So kind of let me be your chief operating officer from afar, right? So I'm really leaning on my strengths, which is I don't just structure businesses, I manage business, right? I manage teams, I manage the problems, I manage the change. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what I do as a service. And so for me, I knew that taking smaller businesses and entrepreneurs who are not at the point yet where they could hire me, I can serve them in a group if I still just showed you how to manage your business, manage your teams, manage your problems, manage change, and put structure in place. And so, Dewana, that was confirmation that that intentionality is coming across. So I appreciate that a lot. All right. Did anybody else want to tell me, out of what we've talked about this year, what was most impactful for your business? Anybody want to come off the mic?
Hello. Hi. Hi.
Sure.
Hi. 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 I love you. I love
I
you.
love you more.
Okay, I'm not gonna, you know what? See, my sister just called right before you called my name. So look, that means she listening at me, right? Because I was telling her about you, right? So if you see Sakina, that let her in
Okay.
the group.
Shout out to Shakina.
I wanted to,
All right. Did I lose y'all? Because it seems like, am I
no,
froze? Okay.
and that's why you just seeing my picture instead of cause see, I'm here. Look, I'm here.
Okay. 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 Look like
I love
Shawana gave y'all the thug tip. Come on now,
I
Shawana.
was gonna say Shawana got the thug here.
Mm-hmm.
because I'm so grateful. Um, just thinking back over this entire year, like I said, I love what Heather said because for me, those were the top, that psychology of sales, because I am not a well, I'm not going to say I'm not, because we have to watch our words and understand the power of my words. Growing up and the things and the skills that I was taught, even going to college, those weren't the courses I was taking. Yes, did I take psychology? Yes, but not as it related to sales. So what I have to say, not just for this year and the years that I have been with you, but the way you did break down that psychology of sales this year was it was huge for me. So for me, that was one of my bigs. I do lean into technology, definitely always curious, and especially about AI. And what I have to say, so my big was psychology. I appreciate you allowing me, to run alongside you as you learn new things, as you continue to do what you do, be Shay, and watch a person to walk out their purpose, see how God stretches them, opens them up, but they continue to give of themselves that help others to grow. This year marks 2 years that I have, because I've been in business for years, but this year was the second year that I have been full time as an entrepreneur. And when I think back over those 24 months, uh, the things that you have helped me to learn and to grow in my business, to get out of my own way in certain areas and stop overthinking, because I am an analyzer, to stop overthinking. The way that you have done that has really made the difference in my business. And I say I'm big on that. You already know that, because we work on that, to be seen, be heard, and increase visibility, and be paid. Let's just say that, because having money is currency, it's influence, it's power, and it allows us to empower others. So because of what you do and have done, I sit in a seat of being grateful and gratitude. That is my not so secret sauce. And so today, on this day, to mark this day, your last episode of the year, I am grateful. And you are one of the people that I am grateful for. I rest.
The one almost got me, y'all. She almost got me, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm empathic.
Amen. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I had to intervene, like, because I agree. I'm when I say I am so grateful to be in this space. Like I've learned a whole lot, and I'm like I said, I'm just so ready to implement it for 2024. I'm definitely grateful for you, TJ. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Um, One thing I'll say is, you know, I cuss a lot, right? I'm blunt. I get to the point. Look, Shawana was at the blunt end of a inbox message this morning, and all she was trying to do was share. And I was like, "Baby, you keep sending these damn videos to my inbox. I'm gonna start ignoring you, because I know videos are a distraction for me, right? And so as I'm trying to focus, I start to, minimize distractions. And so I don't want Shawana to send an important message and I not get it because I'm thinking video and won't look over there, right? But the way I said, hey, I'm gonna start ignoring you. You keep sending me videos, right? But being a person that cusses when she wants to, being a person that is blunt, but being a person that has a message and a ministry in a different way, right? Because what I understand, and I've told y'all this sometimes, like, from week to week, I'd be like, I feel like I'm gonna hit a week that's a dud, that's not gonna be as impactful. We just gonna see though. But I mean, to me, it is the quintessential let them use you, right? Because I understand that I can be nothing but a vessel, right? Nothing but a vessel. Because there's no way I could be leaning on just my own understanding. Like, no way at all. I understand that. And so I understand it's my way of ministering. I understand that my ideal client is a Black woman because Black women need more support than ever before, right? And if you serve a Black woman, you actually are serving more than just her, right? And so what I understand is people see me as strong when I'm no stronger than them. So if they need the illusion of borrowing my strength, that's a part of my purpose, right? If they need the illusion of borrowing my freedom, then that's a part of my purpose, right? If they need that illusion of, or that person that's going to say, oh no, you can do it. I know you see me doing it and you think that because me and the way you see me, that means that you can't do it, but actually it means that you can. And not only that, as Shawana said, let me walk alongside you. Right? So if I have to beat the training wheels until you can take off on your own, then that's a part of my purpose. Right? So yeah, all of that. Dr. LaFerris said, Kimberly said, I'm gonna cry. Dr. LaFerris said, Shay has shown me it's okay to be different and still win as long as you give value. Exactly. In fact, the funny part about it, y'all, is the value is in being different. I learned that early on. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, everybody wasn't a little mixed kid. You know what I'm saying? Everybody didn't have this kind of hair. Everybody wasn't now. It's commonplace now. But in the 70s, 80s, early 80s, it was not, right? So being of light skin with this hair and looking not regular old Black, you know what I'm saying? I'm standing out anyway. I can't not stand out. I was born to stand out. So when I started to lean into that difference is when I understood. And this is what I need y'all to understand. Because you think being different is making you a pariah, when really your superpower is in your difference, right? Let me tell you what I learned about people. And this is what made me go into psychology. If you dare to stand in who you are, what'll happen is you'll encounter some people that try to pick on you or say whatever, but really they can only pick on you to the extent that you feel worthy anyway, right? So if you dare to still feel worthy and still be fine with who you are and stand in your difference, what you find is now everybody around you starts to praise you for their difference. I want to tell you, I can't tell you how many times people told me I shouldn't cuss. I've been cussing since 5th grade. Okay. I was raised 7-day Adventist. I went to a 7-day Adventist school until I graduated 3rd grade. Y'all know I've been a brat all my life. So when they started talking about wearing uniforms, I told my mom I didn't want to wear no uniform. So I changed to public school. 3rd grade. Went to 3rd grade going to 4th grade. Went to 4th grade. I'm smarter than most of the 4th graders. They then promote me to 5th grade. Well, I'm in 5th grade, and guess what? They using these colorful words that I have been in love with ever since 5th grade. These colorful words in public school. I learned them in 5th grade, right? Now, there is this myth, right? This lie that people who cuss because they don't know what else to say. They don't have a good grasp on vocabulary. Baby, I got all the vocabulary and all the cuss words. Yes, I do. right? So what I learned is you can be who you are and give value, and people will still see you as worthy. I can't tell you, Shawana, look, on this broadcast right here, some church folks. Y'all church folks love me with my little cussing ass. Y'all love me. Why? Because you see the authenticity in me. You see, I'm not cussing for shock value. I'm cussing because it's a flavorful word and it fits in the sentence well. Okay, there's a difference. So, yes, lean in and be yourself, Dr. LaFera, because that's a part of what's gonna make you different than anybody else doing the exact same thing that you do. There's somebody who's gonna relate to you doing it. That's not gonna relate to the person who don't have that difference. So yes, be you. Let's see. Good Lord, it's a lot going on in the chat. Gary V curses up the red. Yes, he does. And you know what? They're not even bothered by the curse words as they are bothered by the fact that he cut people off while they talking. So he's mildly cut down on the cuss words, but what I see him really working on is not cutting people off. Tom Billieu is another one. He used to cut people off. But that's, I'm gonna tell you, us people with a lot of information in our head, we tend to do that. And we realize how it makes other people feel, so we try not to do it. But really what we're doing is saying, you've given me enough information, I understand, now let me give you my part. But we understand that it makes people feel invalidated, so we should not do that, so we don't. Because I used to cut people off. Yeah, okay, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Don't cut people off, because it makes other people feel invalidated. And I can, being empathic, I can instantly feel it when that person feels like I didn't give them the floor long enough. So that's why y'all will see me. Y'all might be like, oh, why is she still talking? And I allow people to talk. It's because they need to be seen and heard, right? They need to make sure they felt like they've gotten their point across. And so we can do them the honor of allowing them that and holding space for them. And so, yes, that's important.
Can I just say too, Shay, on top of everything else, and while yes, those blogs and those discussions, those weeks of discussions stick out for me, I just want to tell you that this year you changed my life. Your generosity,
Yes.
your and giving is different than generosity, right? Like you have a giant and generous heart, and you give. And this year, and I've been participating in your discussions since you were on Clubhouse. So, what, 2 years now? Something like that. But this year in particular, when you switch to this format, feels has had more of an impact than the Clubhouse discussions. Not that I didn't find those valuable, because I did. I learned something new every single day, even just through the audio discussions. But this year especially, these discussions have really changed the trajectory of my life and my business. For the first time, I feel equipped to do the business. I know what that foundation is. Like Tracy was saying, the foundations, right? Those boundaries, but also just the basic procedural SOP foundations, right? But then also for you to welcome me and give me a window into the way you live your life and the way that I could live my life, that there's these myriad possibilities in front of me, has changed everything.
I love that, because what I heard was, yet again, you lead by example.
Yes.
So I appreciate that, Heather.